Hello, I'm going to be trying something new. Recently, I have been busy with IRL stuff, with work and with just stuff going on. And I haven't really had the time to really edit and make videos as much as I've wanted to, because my goal was to get to maybe at least an upload a week, but with stuff that's going on right now, I can't really manage that at this time. So I wanted to make this video and hopefully also maybe make this a series where I just talk about, stuff going on. I won't make it purely personal stuff, just talk about gaming stuff, talk about just things going on. Obviously not going to talk about politics. That is not what I'm here for at all. That's not what I'm pretty sure anyone's here for, because politics are just something that are, number one, I'm not interested to begin with, and number two, I don't really want to make my content about politics. But yeah, this is just going to be a video, maybe a series where I can just, in between uploads or when I can't upload, I can just upload this video and just be able to just talk. And, with minimal editing, I don't have to worry about doing a whole edit, recording that much footage. I can just record my thoughts and what I talk about and just have something out there. That way I'm at least uploading to this channel. This channel isn't for me to make money. I don't, obviously if I make money off this channel eventually, that's great and everything, but it's not like my primary goal. I've always just kind of wanted to do this just to have fun and just, get better at video editing and, all that stuff. But yeah, I have notes of what I'm going to talk about. Nothing I don't got a script. I don't got anything. I'm just talking. So yeah, first thing I wanted to talk about was just what I've been playing recently. So recently I've been playing Marathon, which has been fun. If you don't know, it's the newest extraction shooter by Bungie. The Destiny guys or the previous Halo guys, but I mean at this point it doesn't really even matter. But I've been seeing a lot of discourse of the game over the past couple weeks. People saying it's dog shit. People are saying, all this stuff about it. People are looking at the player counts and, all this stuff. And personally, I think it's a bit overblown. I think that the game is good. Obviously there are some stuff that I do believe, isn't that good. Like the game isn't perfect, don't get me wrong, but I just believe that I believe that people are so caught up with Arc Raiders and the success of that game that, they're just kind of like seeing this game that is clearly different and just kind of lumping it in with Arc Raiders, trying to compare it with Arc Raiders, when I do believe that there is enough differences that they could be considered two separate things. Like Marathon, I believe is, because I mean Marathon's first person, Arc Raiders is not, but I do believe that I personally, I wouldn't say because I don't know, because I like Arc Raiders, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to shit on Arc Raiders, but it's just, I do believe Marathon is a different kind of experience that I personally jive with more. Like it's more of a game that I personally can get into more than Arc Raiders, because it's first person, it just fits my playstyle, my what's the word for it, my, not biases, but you know what I mean, just like what I prefer in a game, because I like that it is more PvP focused than Arc Raiders. I remember I played the Server Slam with my friends, and afterwards we were talking about what we liked, what we didn't like about the game. And I remember, my friend Jaden was looking up reviews of what people were saying, and this was during the Server Slam, and people were saying it's too slow, it's too this, it's too that. Personally, I don't agree with that, because I get into at least one or two team fights, like every single like lobby, and they're pretty fast paced, and yeah, so I personally don't agree with that. And I don't know, because look, I enjoy Arc Raiders, but it's just, I feel like right now, like, I look at the community and I see that, like, there's, like, this stigma around being PvP. If you are, like, going into a raid and you just purely kill people, then you're seen as, like, a bad person. Like, I remember, I was playing one time and I got into an encounter with a guy and I shot him off rip because, you know, he was looting and I shot him because, you know, that's what you do in an extraction shooter. You kill other people to get loot and, you know, you try and get out. That's the fun of it. And so, you know, I remember he got so pressed on me because I killed him. Because he was like, what the hell, dude? There was no need for that. And I was just like, dude, I mean, like, I want to attack people. I want to kill people. That's the way I personally want to play. So I don't see why you're having a problem with that. I didn't say that to him, but that's just what I thought. Because it's like, personally, like, I don't think it would be fun if the game was just pure PvE and every single person was just fighting Arc. I don't think that would be a fun time, personally, for me, because that doesn't seem like that would be fun to me. I get why people enjoy Arc Raiders for the casual aspect of it, like you could just hop in a raid solo, you know, you'll meet some cool people, you know, get some quests done, kill some Arc, and that could be fun for you, but personally for me, that's not fun. That's why I do like Marathon a little bit more when it comes to the PvP aspect, because it is pure PvP, like you're not really going to find friendly people. Meanwhile, in Arc Raiders, you'll always have, like, I guarantee you could probably go into a raid and you'll at least find one person that's like, please don't find me, you know, all that stuff. I'm sorry if this is a hot take, but this is just my opinion again. You know, if you disagree with me, that's completely fine, you know. I completely understand why you would like, you know, the whole casual aspect. It's just, again, it's not for me. And, like, Marathon isn't perfect, don't get me wrong. Like, I have a few criticisms. Like, as an example, I don't understand why you have to completely stop moving when you're looking at your map. I just think it's a bit weird. I don't like it. It just feels clunky. I remember I felt that way during the server slam, and I thought they would change it, but they still haven't changed it. But, you know, it's not that big of a deal. It's just something that kind of bugs me. Another thing, the mod system is kind of weird. Like, if you kill someone and you try and get a gun, like, let's say they have a gun, and, like, they have mods that you want to take off of their gun, you have to equip the weapon, unequip your current weapon, take all the mods off, put them in your inventory, and then get rid of the gun, and then put your gun on, and then put the new mods on to your gun. Sorry if I explained that really poorly, but I think you kind of get what I mean. When, you know, I just wish it was kind of like, you know, you could just, like, maybe double click the weapon, and then you could, like in Tarkov, I hate to mention that game, but like in Tarkov, you could just double click a weapon and then just take the mods off and then just apply it and put them in your inventory or put them on, like, another gun, which I think is a lot more convenient. I think that Marathon's whole way of doing that is kind of clunky. What else? Oh yeah, so yeah, like I said earlier, Marathon was made by the Destiny developers and Bungie, and I just think it's so sad to see how Destiny has become since I stopped playing it, which, for context, I know nobody really saw it, but my final shape video that I made where I reviewed it and I talked about it, that was the last thing that was the last time I played. Like, I did play a little bit more after I made that video, but, like, after, like, a month, I would say, that I made that video, I just stopped playing. Because I didn't see the game getting better. I didn't see why to keep playing, personally. And then the next season came out, and I saw still no reason to play it, so, yeah. That was the last time I played. I haven't played since, like, a month after Final Shape, which was, what, like, geez, like, months and months ago. But, yeah, it's just sad to see how I can go on Steam right now. Like, let me go on Steam. Like, let me go on SteamDB and just check to see how Destiny 2 is doing. Damn. 9,400 24-hour peak. That is so sad to see. That is just so sad. Because I'm looking at, like, the chart, and it's like, during during Final Shape, we had at least, like, because I played during Lightfall, which was, like, that was, like, a bad time. Lightfall was so bad. Which, Lightfall was so bad, that is the entire reason why I made that video, which by the way, I was not expecting that video to hit like almost 5K views. That was crazy to me at the time, you know, because that was just supposed to be a video that I just made just for fun, just to talk, which granted, look, I'm not gonna lie, you know, there are some, like I've watched that video back a couple times, you know, it's just like, I kind of cringe at myself because, you know, obviously I got things wrong. Obviously, I'm not an expert. I'm not claiming to be an expert. I mean, come on, look at me. I got like, what, 60 some subscribers. I'm not an expert at YouTube. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, okay? And at the time, dude, I had like 20 subscribers. I don't even remember how many subscribers I had at that time. But yeah, that video it was kind of supposed to be a serious critique, but at the same time, it was just kind of, you know, a way to vent my frustrations about Destiny and how I felt at the time, because this was before we got the final shape. This was pure Lifefall time, like pure, we're down in the gutter time. And I remember that video took me months to make because I kept procrastinating and I was busy with other stuff. And plus, you know, it was a big video after all, and I've never had a project that I've ever worked on that much before in my life. And I was proud of it. I'm still proud of the video, but I still believe that the video obviously could have been better. I will accept my faults on that video. I'll take it as a great learning experience because, you know, that really got me into wanting to do YouTube again. Because when I made that video, it was just like, damn, I need to get into making videos again. But then I made my final shape video, and then I took a long break because I had a lot of stuff going on, like a lot of stuff. I don't want to get too personal, but it was a bunch of personal stuff, and it was just, I didn't have time to work on videos. But now I'm back, and I'm working as much as I possibly can, more than I was able to before. But anyways, like I was talking about, it's just sad to see how much Destiny has fallen from when I played, because I remember even at the lowest times during like Lifefall, there was still like 30,000 to 40,000 people playing every day. But now it's like we're not even at 10,000 anymore, dude. And like obviously Marathon has taken probably some players. Like I always dog on Destiny and, you know, the developers, which is nothing against the developers, but I think at the end of the day, it's just sad what's become of Destiny, you know, because I remember, quick little story, and then this will be the last one. I remember I was watching my friend D'Angelo play. This was during Season of the Splicer, and I remember watching him play the activity, and I remember I asked him about like, hey, how's the game now? And he was telling me that it was in a really good state at the time. And so that was when I got back into the game, because I hadn't played since Shadowkeep. I completely skipped Beyond Light and all that stuff. And so I got back to the game, I started enjoying it. Then Witch Queen came out, that was really good, that was a great time. You know, the seasons afterward were kind of meh, but then Lifefall was supposed to be like the peak, and then it wasn't. It was dog shit. And then after that we got Final Shape, which was really good, but then, you know, afterwards it just kind of fell off, to be honest. It makes me sad because I think about the people that still play it, the people that still want to stick with it, you know, that want to still play it, and it's just like, dude, I wonder if like if you go to the tower and it's just like super empty, dude, like there's probably only like a couple people there. I wonder if that's how it is. Granted, I'm not gonna re-download the game just to check, but damn, dude, it's just like such a shame. And that's why I personally am glad that I like Marathon, because I do hope that it does survive. I do hope that it does get to go on for a while, and, you know, we get updates. Like, as an example, you know, as I'm recording this, I'm pretty sure yesterday they just released the new map, what's it called, Cryo Archive, and or something like that, and it looks pretty cool. I've yet to play it, but yeah, it looks pretty cool. But yeah, I just hope that Marathon just survives a long time. But anyways, moving on. Another thing I want to talk about was Deadlock. So I have been playing Deadlock a good amount, and which, by the way, I'm making a video on that. That's why I wanted to make this video, is because it's taken me a bit to edit. Like I said, I have things going on, but yeah, when Deadlock has become a new fascination for me, because I'm not a MOBA guy. I'm not at all. I've never played League. I've never played Dota. I've never played any type of MOBA. I think I played Smite like maybe twice before, but I could never get into it. I never got into MOBAs, but I just looked up a bunch of information on Deadlock. I've always seen it, but I never was able to get into the play test and everything because, you know, obviously you need an invite to play until now. And I don't know, I've just been having a lot of fun with it. It's just something new, you know. It's not because I always, you know, I always play, you know, shooters. Like I play my occasional racing game every now and then. And so it's fun to have a MOBA because it's different. You know, it's not like League where you have to control your character with your mouse and there's like a bunch of different shit going on. It's like, no, it's just third-person MOBA that I personally have been able to get into, which is refreshing because I have never wanted to play League because it just looks so confusing for my brain. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of have a brain rot brain. Like, my brain is just completely cooked. Like, I feel like if I went to League, I would barely even understand what's going on. But I don't even think that's a me problem. I just think that's because, you know, there's like, what, over 100 characters, probably 200, that you have to learn. No matchups, no items, you know, all that stuff. But Deadlock, for now, it's at least, you know, there's only so many characters. There's not that many items. You know, there is a decent amount of items, but, you know, it's not overwhelming. And yeah, just like over time, I've just been able to learn the game the more I play it, obviously. It's just been a breath of fresh air for me personally because it's just different. It's a different experience. It's a different genre for me. So video coming soon on that for sure. I'm in the editing stages of that. But like I said, just wanted to get this video out so I have stuff to work on and just, you know, talk about my just to talk, man. Even though, as you can tell, I kind of suck ass at talking because, yeah, I don't usually do this. Next thing, Crimson Desert released yesterday, and I've been hearing a lot of mixed things about it because, I don't know. Before it released, I've been hearing a lot of stuff about it. Like, people were talking about how, like, this was, like, the next big game, right? Like, this was, like, if GTA 6 was big, then, like, this was, like, on almost that level. And so, yeah, it came out yesterday. I haven't played it, but I've been hearing a lot of mixed things about it. Like, I've been hearing the controls on controller are kind of iffy. There are a lot of little quirks about the game that just personally don't jive with me. Like how it's one of those games where you have to directly be focused on what you want to pick up. The controls just seem weird from a controller perspective. Now, I have heard that you're able to remap buttons on mouse and keyboard, which I would probably have played. If I ever play the game, I'm probably gonna play it on mouse and keyboard. But it just kind of sucks that, you know, controller players get screwed over like that. What I think is that it seems to me like they had this big game, right? And they wanted to make the controls. They made the controls for keyboard and mouse first, and then afterwards they were like, crap, now we got to figure out how we're going to put all these controls on a controller. For example, I saw one of the reviewers say that, I saw a review on Steam that said that there was this weird quirk on controller where you had to press X to get on your horse. He was using an Xbox controller, by the way. You press X to get on your horse and Y to get off your horse. And I was just thinking to myself, dude, why can't you just make Y to get on and Y to get off? Now, look, I bet it's a good game. Like I said, haven't played it. I just read the Steam reviews, what people have been saying about it. At the same time, it doesn't seem like my kind of game because, you know, it doesn't have a gun or a ball in it. So, you know, obviously I'm not going to play it. No, but, yeah, just it's just not my type of thing, it seems. But, yeah, it kind of sucks that I've been hearing all these kind of little quirks about the game because the game seems good. People are saying that the game is good. It's just there are quirks that kind of bring it down. So yeah, maybe I'll play it eventually, but who knows. Black Ops 7 in the new Warzone mode. Dude, okay. So they brought back Blackout, whatever the like, okay, dude. But I've heard it's not exactly the same as Blackout because obviously it isn't. I seen Hunter TV play it. And like all the stuff he said about it, it just seems like Warzone, but with a couple different things. Like you can't use your loadout. You know, you have armor tiers like in Blackout. You know, you have zombies running around. You have the mystery box. Call of Duty and Battle Royale just seems so tired. It's just like ever since Warzone, they have just been clung to this mode. They can't let it go. It doesn't matter. Like there could be like 1,000 people playing it, like left, and they'll still hang on to Warzone because they had all that success back in like 2020, 2021 when it was making them like billions of dollars. But like, it's just, man, it's crazy to me that they can't let Warzone go. They can't just make a new Battle Royale at least and just make it different. Like, you know, if they went full out with like the whole Blackout thing, like they completely just made Blackout again with like obviously, you know, some changes to make it more like better and, you know, improve it in ways that Blackout, because Blackout obviously wasn't perfect. And, you know, if they just made that feel a different experience than Warzone, then I feel like people would warm up to it. But it's just like, it basically just, it looks like a Warzone side mode, which is what it is, I think. Like, it looks like literally just a Warzone substitute. Like, it's Warzone, but it's got a couple things different. Like, it's a limited time mode or something. I think it's so funny how they call it, what do they call it in the ads? They call it Warzone, like Call of Duty Warzone Black Ops Royale, because they can't just call it Blackout or Black Ops Royale. They have to call it Call of Duty Warzone Black Ops Royale, because it always has to be tied in with Warzone, because, you know, Warzone was huge. Yeah, it's just whatever, dude. It's just, I'm just so burnt out with Call of Duty. I just think I'm genuinely just, I'm done. It's just, it's not for me anymore. It's just, I'm done. A couple last things I want to talk about. So, in case you were wondering, this background was made by me in Blender, because I have been doing Blender. Same with all my recent thumbnails. Ever since the Dead by Daylight video, all my thumbnails I did with me in Blender. Yeah, it's just, it's nice to do Blender. I've been slowly getting better at it when it comes to lighting, when it comes to, you know, doing all this stuff. I still am getting into actually creating models. I still need to get better at that, because my skills with actually creating models from scratch are not the best. I still need more practice, more time to be able to make my own fully fledged characters and all that stuff and all those crazy things. But yeah, anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about today. I'm probably going to make this a series, like I said, because I do want to have something that I can just quickly throw together, upload, and just have out. If you want to ask me anything, I could probably have a reading comment section in the next video. But yeah, just keep it civil, keep it cool, you know. Don't ask me anything weird, obviously. Unless maybe you want to, I don't know. I'll figure that out. Ask me whatever you want. Screw it. Why not? Just, it can't be like super weird stuff. Thank you for watching if you did make it all the way to the end. I really appreciate it. If you could let me know any ways I can improve. You know, I'm always open to hearing ways I can improve in any way. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.